everywhere I go, people say there's nothing to do in Fresno. So we started this whole TV network, CentralValleyTalk.com, back in 2008 just to prove there's so many things to do in Fresno, so many fun things. I'm your host, Mike Briggs. The show is Central Valley Talk, and I have one of those very interesting people on right now, Cammie Cipolla.
Hi, Mike.
Did I get even close?
You got it absolutely correct.
We rehearsed it a million times with the Fresno Historical Society. Nothing to do in Fresno. There's something every single day.
There's always things to do here. We have such a thriving and very diverse community. We have, everything from things to do in Chinatown to downtown to Tower District. Yeah. You know, new places opening up, North Fresno. Everywhere we go, we have great ways to support our local community.
In fact, I'm going to propose we have a day where nobody can do anything. Give us one day off a year. Now, there's something every single day. And I know I see you out and about 2 or 3 things a day sometimes.
Sometimes. With our Making History Every Day project that we're doing for our Valley history, we're constantly going to all these great places in the community. We just wrapped up a whole segment on the Shinzen Gardens, which has just, that was mind-blowing enough. We're going to be working with the African American Museum coming soon, Arte in downtown as well, and then we're going to even travel into the South Valley and some of the other outer areas too to show people you can just take a day and do amazing things.
Now, I think I already said you're with the Fresno County Historical Society, and you're one of those, your group is one who contributes to this wealth of things we have to do in Fresno. You have things going on all the time.
Absolutely. The Fresno County Historical Society, our team now is really invested in our community and helping our community learn how diverse our cultural heritage here in the Valley really is. And some of the ways that we are doing that is not only through guided tours of the Kearney Mansion, but we do have the Making History Every Day project. We are doing things like our Christmas at Kearney, which is going on through the 1st of January, where guests can have a special Christmas tour of the Kearney Mansion, where our community members actually came in and sponsored trees and decorated different trees.
Nice.
So that's kind of a fun Christmassy thing. Coming in February, we're going to start doing our monthly ag tours, which the agricultural tours are amazing, Mike. If you haven't gone on one yet, you gotta go.
Not.
Each month it's something different. We don't go to the same place every time and learn the same thing.
So you go every month?
Yeah, every month you can go to experience different locations. There's always lunch provided. We usually always do a wine tasting as well, and just really get our hands dirty, so to speak, with Fresno's agricultural history. We are also doing, in March, we are doing a 1940s USO themed gala, which all the proceeds will go to help fund the Fresno County Historical Society.
We can dress up.
Oh, you got to dress up. 1940s theme, dance the night away. I'm not allowed to disclose the location of that yet, so you'll have to have me back to talk about that later.
Indeed, we will.
And we're even going to be doing a live event at the end of May called Times Travelers, where we're going to have reenactors and people who are invested in our Valley history come out and show people what it was like to live in Fresno during our founding and really explore the cultural diversity and heritage that we have here. So it's going to be a really exciting year for us.
Reenactors.
Yes,
now,
reenactors.
Will it all be on one day, or is it something? It's going to be a continuous series?
It will be, this particular one is going to start with just 3 days. We're going to devote 2 of those days to our local schools. Oh. Get these kids out here so they can learn their roots and the roots of the Valley.
So will the school kids go to you, or are you going to go to the school kids?
We are going to hopefully be able to do both. So the live event will take place at by the Kearney Mansion in Kearney Park, but we are also trying to get funding and sponsorships right now to actually have basically a mobile museum to where we can bring it to schools so that if the kids can't get to us, we can get to them. So that's a big funding and sponsorship program that we're looking to do.
There's 2 ways to learn history. One is to sit in the classroom and be lectured at, but you're going to have living history, people who made history in Fresno, and you're going to have them come.
Yeah, so
not them, but a reenactor come and tell their story.
The kids would be able to talk to, someone who is portraying Fresno's very first school teacher and learn what it was like to be in a one-room schoolhouse with kids from all ages, or talk to Ah Kit, who was one of the first Chinese blacksmiths right here in Fresno, and see what it was like for him to be living in Chinatown, being a blacksmith shop owner. So it's going to give them a chance to interact with people, but then they can also do different activities too. Like back in 1894, you had to make your own soap. I don't know how to make my own soap.
Yeah. Think about that the other day. What if the soap went out of business and we had to make our own? Who knows how?
Exactly. So the kids are going to be able to learn how to make your own soap, how to make butter, all these things that they would have had to do if they were living in the 1890s, early 1900s.
Wow, that's a way to learn history. And Fresno history is important that our kids learn Fresno history. Very diverse. Our history is very diverse.
It is, absolutely. We have, a lot of people don't really think, and they don't really hear the narratives of how diverse our culture here in Fresno was. But, we had 13 different ethnic groups that really made Fresno and the Valley in general what it is today. And, we like to look at it from that perspective of it took every single one of those ethnic groups to make Fresno what it is
today.
And we need to share those stories.
Well, I tell you, the reason I started Central Valley Talk in 2008 is this very reason. I had no idea all this stuff's going on at the Historical Society, and I think a lot of our viewers also will not know. So this is where you tune in to find out all these cool things going on.
Absolutely.
And Cami Cipolla, did I get it right? Cipolla.
Cipolla.
It's Italian. Great Italian heritage in Fresno.
We do. We have a very strong Italian background. We have a very strong, every demographic you can think of.
Yeah.
Chinese heritage, Japanese heritage, Armenian heritage, Italian, like you said. We have African American strong heritage, Mexican heritage. We are so diverse here in the Valley, and a lot of times we don't really think about it.
Right. And the Hmong heritage, Hmong really shaped our community. What a big part and successful part of our community the Hmong people are. We appreciate them too. So I just side story, grew up, one neighbor was Armenian, and you step in their house and there's a whole different culture, food, their way of speaking, and grandpa and grandma, everything's different. Another neighbor was Japanese, another neighbor was Italian. I got great exposure to these cultures. I really cherished that all my life. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I get a feeling that's how old Fresno was.
I would think so. And, all the research that I do when I'm writing curriculum for the schools, and you had your enclaves, but at the same time, people knew that they had to work together for a common good, for everyone to succeed. And there was also that level of protection. You got to look out for your neighbors,
right.
And
and they did in those days, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some great letters and histories in our archives of neighbors who, when their Japanese neighbor got interned and their property was there, they took care of their property until they could come back,
right.
and made sure that their farms and their equipment and everything was still stable and standing. And that's community. That's caring for somebody.
Those were the days, they say. We're almost out of time. We are out of time, but I want to go back over a couple things.
Okay.
Tell me about Christmas at Kearney. When can we go?
So Christmas at Kearney, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We are not going to be doing that Christmas weekend. So the Saturday and Sunday we will be closed, but you can make reservations online at valleyhistory.org to secure your spots. The tours are at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock. There's 13 different Christmas trees throughout the mansion. So as you're going through and getting your tour, you're also getting to look at all these beautifully decorated Christmas trees.
Decorated by locals?
Yeah, by different
How
groups.
do they pick? They competed, or you picked them somehow?
We have groups that will reach out to us and just say, hey, we want to do a tree
We wanna
this
do a
year.
tree, yeah.
And so our museum director, Candace Pendergrass, she comes up with the theme on what it's going to be. And we already have next year's theme because it takes a lot of planning to do. I get the pleasure of doing the research on whatever the different trees are going to be. Community members pick which tree they're going to do. And I got to tell you, this year, Darden Architects pretty much took it with the Lego tree.
Lego tree. Oh my gosh.
So that's when you'll have to see, although a close second was the Monopoly tree.
Okay.
So.
Good. Anything else happening right away that we could attend? I know, when's the gala?
That's going to be in March.
Okay.
So at the end of March, tickets are going to be going on sale for that, coming up very quickly. And then the ag tours will start early in February.
Okay, the ag tours, yeah.
We will be having the tickets for that and the first locations on the website soon.
All right. By the way, you could go to the website, valleyhistory.org.
Valleyhistory.org for the website, and then our socials are Our Valley History.
Our Valley History. If you can't find those, call me. I'll tell you. I'm going to keep these on my desk in the office. I'll tell you exactly how to reach them. You learn about all the events and things going on, and it's very, very important work you do. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. It's important that our community knows its heritage and its roots and is involved.
It is. It is. Speaking of work, now I have to do the work of my workers who aren't here, clicking on all the buttons and stuff. Our guest is Cami. Help me with it. Cipolla.
Cipolla. You got it.
That's it. Cami Cipolla, Fresno County Historical Society. We'll be back with more right after this.